This is SWBC Mortgage's Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco. Brought to you by Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. The National Medal of Honor Museum. Join the mission at mohmuseum.org. Buffalo Wild Wings. If it's game day, Buffalo Wild Wings is the place to be. Alltech Lansing. Just listen with Alltech Lansing, perfecting sound since 1927. And by SWBC Mortgage, customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com. Now your hosts, Nate Newton and Bobby Belt.
Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Cowboys Crosstalk live on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network, DallasCowboys.com, and all other associated social media platforms. We are live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco. I'm Bobby Belt from 105 Through the Fan. Tonight, I'm joined by Tommy Yarish from DallasCowboys.com.
Oh, Tommy. Good to have you back.
Hey, Tommy, man.
As always, we've got the three-time Super Bowl champion and six-time Pro Bowler, Big Papa,
yes.
Bigpoppa. Nate Newton is here with us as well.
Yeah.
And our guest tonight is a Pro Football and College Football Hall of Famer, a five-time Pro Bowler and five-time Super Bowl champion. It is none other than Charles Haley.
Charles, yeah, man.
Thank you so
You got
much
to
for
look
joining
at all
us.
at once. You can't do a little bit at a
College
time.
Hall of Fame?
Bro, I'm at every college Hall of Fame. I'm
Wow,
not just
I didn't know that,
I'm just
man.
not in the regular college. I'm in my college Hall of Fame. I'm in a high school Hall of Fame. Man, I'm in so many Hall of Fames, man. I get lost in it sometimes.
I love it. I love it.
He's in the Ring of Honor. He's in the 49ers Hall of Fame. He's everywhere. Charles
You
is
in the
everywhere.
49ers Ring of Honor?
Hey, Hall of Fame. Hey, what they gonna do with greatness but love it?
Every Hall of Fame that he could be in is he's a
I just told him. He don't
James
listen.
Madison?
Hey,
I'm talking, do they have a your name
I'm
up on
I'm probably the second black person that got in there.
You know
How
what?
about the wide receiver you played with?
I was in there before him. I can tell you that.
He played with a wide receiver that played with
Garrett Clark.
Derek, yeah.
Oh, there you
I don't
go.
know if he's
Yeah.
there or not.
Wow, you ain't fighting for him?
No.
Okay.
Charles has got too much greatness to worry about for himself. He doesn't have time to advocate for the other
We're
greats.
not going there. It's people you fight for,
Sure.
Right.
and there's people you don't fight
Fight for, yeah.
So I'm not fighting for them.
I got you totally understood. Now, Charles, I want to talk about the time a little bit before JMU, before you got to James Madison, because you've got a really fascinating backstory just from your upbringing and the way that you came along. I know you talked about years ago, I had read your book that you did, Fear No Evil, that you did with Triumph Books, and you talked about how, you grew up in a very, humble upbringing. You were working in tobacco fields. You didn't even have indoor plumbing.
You call that? Wait a minute. You call that humble? hey, that's a white person giving a description of it. That's growing up poor. That's growing up poor.
There you go.
Hey, you know what? We couldn't spell that other O, but you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody in the neighborhood was like that. So I didn't know I was poor until I went to college.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to college, I had Lee jeans on. They had Levi's. I couldn't understand what's the difference. They went to the mall. We went to Hills and Kmart.
Right.
So,
Wow.
hey.
Blue light special.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's something, though, that you talked about, that work ethic, though, that your parents had. Georgia and Virginia, you grew up in Gladys,
Mr. and
Virginia.
Mrs. Haley.
Mr. and Mrs. Haley, yes. Mr. and Mrs. Haley, that you talked about how, your dad working two jobs, your mom working and coming back and being great with you guys. Talk just a little bit about how that example you got from your parents set the tone for the work ethic that you would have throughout your football career.
Well, my mom and dad was night and day. My dad didn't talk, and my mom talked, and she was a disciplinarian. My dad, he didn't do none of that part. My dad, I'm standing on his shoulders right now, because when we were kids, my dad didn't talk, so he would demonstrate things and then walk off. So he'll demonstrate how to ride a horse. Then he'll undo the horse, take everything off of it, and then you gotta do it. He'll fix a fence, and then he'll tear it apart. And then guess what? And then his thing is, if you don't bring the tools you need, you're going to stay and do that job before you come home.
Wow.
And so that commitment by him, and he's just a strong figure. My mom, she had, she got 70% of her body burned. She can't make a hand, but you know what? And this woman went to work, then she came home, go in the fields, pick corn, do things to can food for us to have during the summer, for the winter time and stuff. So I know what hard work and commitment is. And my parents, I'm blessed to have them. I just wish one day they called me by my name. They just called me boy. I went to school and I wrote down. They asked me my name. I wrote down boy. And so I got in trouble. I would sit there in presence. So then they sent a thing home to my parents, and my mom go, that ain't your name, boy.
Now, you talk about your dad in the way that he kind of taught by example, or he'd show you something, but he wouldn't necessarily communicate it. Did you find that became a way that you learned better even on the football field? Did you find that you learned better from instruction, or did you still need, hey, I need that communication to teach me?
I was more of a visual guy. If I see it, I can do it. I went to college reading 3 grade levels behind, so I have to memorize a lot of things, how to spell words, because I can't sound them out. So by him instilling that in me, he gave me tools. That's why I keep telling you I stand on his shoulders, and because he gave me tools to overcome those adversities. The hardest thing I ever did in my life was get my college degree. The hardest thing I ever did. Playing football, easy. That's just going out and hit somebody in the mouth and make them close it, man. Every time they open it, make it bleed. That was easy.
Make it bleed, baby.
But, getting my college degree was the hardest thing. And so, when I went in the Hall of Fame, I gave James Madison my Hall of Fame bus because I want every kid to come through that door to understand it's not a right but a privilege and get your college degree. It's not about giving James Madison nothing because they got all the money and everything else. It's about trying to set a standard of excellence for the next generation of football players.
That's great, and I know that you kind of reference it there. There's kind of this misnomer about the idea of student athletes that, people always make the joke where they say, oh, how much student is a student athlete. That was not the case for you. You have talked about that when you went to James Madison, you were really committed to, hey, I want to try and take this opportunity to get my education and take advantage of these resources.
Bruh, like I said, me and Nate just told you, we grew up poor.
That's right.
Okay? You ain't going to go back where you just came from. There was nothing there for me. And my mom told me when I left home that you ain't got no bedroom. I'm putting my flowers in there. So she said, you get your education. And my head coach told my mom that I was going to graduate. And so he held me accountable. And that's one of those things that I really love about sports is that you always got people, whether it's the coach or your teammates, holding you accountable for your action. But, your words have meanings. That's what I learned in college. Education is power, is mobility. I never had power nor mobility till I got an education. And now my kids have the same thing, and my brother's kids and my grandkids. So it keeps going.
You talked about how that process.
Speak up, Tommy.
He gets nervous. He's nervous.
I'm speaking normal level. Right. You talked about the process to getting your degree. When you finally, whether it be walked across that stage and you hold that diploma in your hands, how rewarding was that for you, and what did it tell you about your work ethic and the journey that you went on to finally achieve that goal that you've been working for?
Well, hey, I was more proud for my parents than for me because I'm the first generation to graduate, to go to college and graduate. And, I just wanted to do something to make them proud, They sacrificed so much for me, I'm not the easiest person to work with, and the head coach used to have to call my mama up to James Madison. So I knew that my mom don't play, And when I made her that promise, then, it was done.
Yeah, man. So now, can you hear us out there in Radio Land? Can they hear us pretty good? Because I can swear Tommy just went to whispering.
Yeah,
I promise you,
he got
I did
nervous,
it.
bro.
I promise you, I did it. It's close enough.
You got
There we
nervous,
go.
man.
Is this a little bit better?
Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Wow.
Look at that. We got it. You mentioned your mom there, Charles, Mrs. Haley, and I remember you said that her word she always gave you guys, her sentence she always gave you guys was, y'all aren't going to run over me. You're not going to run over me. And that was something that really stuck with you. And I wanted to ask you specifically about two coaches that I know made a big impact on you. You just referenced one of them, Challis McMillan,
yes.
Your head coach. The other one, the guy who first recruited you. And I remember you saying that, man,
Danny
he was the
Wilmer.
one, Danny Wilmer, that he would say, you need me to go call your mom? Have her walk away from her job, come up here and deal with you?
Well, no, what happened was my mom brought me up, and so we took some clothes in, and my mom made the bed, and she told me to go get the Foot Locker, so I had myself Foot Locker. So I see my mom pass. I thought she was going to get some out the car, and she left. So, and, later on, she said, I already told you coming up the road, goodbye. So, so she left. So I went down to the D Hall. I got 4 brothers.
Right.
If you ain't at the table to eat, you don't eat. So I'm down at D Hall before 30 minutes for everybody to get there. But I didn't know freshmen supposed to be in the back of the line. Bruh. So all them seniors came up there telling me what they're going to do to me and to get in the back of the line and all this crap. Oh, no, I ain't do that. I turned around. I balled these things up, and I took some pictures, mental pictures. Hey, you sat there and laughed. So I go in, and God just wouldn't just comfort me. The devil was on my shoulder. It was riding me. It was telling me, do it, do it. So I went over to the trash can, and I dumped all kind of crap. I just reached in there, got everything, and I took it over there to that senior table, and I threw it all over.
Wow.
Hey, they jumped up. They jumped up like little Indians. Hey, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Hey, I put every one of them in the hospital.
Wow.
I knocked them out. And then
why you so violent, man?
Hey, bruh. You ain't gonna just, no.
You ain't gonna just handle you.
Hey.
Oh, some ladies just walked by. That's Charles.
No, it was, you know what? You're not gonna talk to me like that. And then so my head coach, so every time I would knock a couple of them out, he would make me run. So he would make me run the track. So I would run so hard that they would have to get somebody to give me oxygen and wake me up, right? And he'll go like, because I'm telling myself, God, he wants me to get endurance. He wants me to get endurance. So I would just run. So he did that a couple of times. Then he made me crab the field. I'm going like, God, he wants me to learn how to get low. So I would go, my whole hand, knuckles, everything was just blood, all the skin off. Hey, so then he would make me run the stadium. I said, oh, God, he wants to get quick feet. I ran that thing so hard, man. Then I fell. Hey, I was so tired, I fell down him, man. And he said, what am I going to do with you? I said, I don't know what you do. I said, you can tear the skin off, you can break these bones, but you ain't going to break my damn spirit.
That is.
Hey, and he threw his hands up. Hey, that's when he called my mama.
and that was what, is that what moved you a little bit more?
Hey, it shut it down.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic example. We're talking with Charles Haley tonight, the member.
The 49ers did that too.
The member of many Hall of Fames, Charles Haley over here. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about his experience at JMU. Specifically, Nate's always talked about what a great film study you were and how Challis McMillan had kind of taught you those sort of things. And then into the NFL and some of the experiences you had in Dallas and San Francisco. That's next on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk.
Back with Tom.
Back to SWBC Mortgage's Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Yeah, check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
At SWBC, customized solutions for individuals and businesses are just a click away. Visit SWBC.com to learn more and start your next adventure. We are live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco for the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. I'm Bobby Belt from 105 through the Fan. We've got Tommy Yarish from DallasCowboys.com. Three-time Super Bowl champ, six-time Pro Bowler Nate Newton with us. And
what's his name?
Nate Newton.
No, what's his name?
Big Papa, B-I-G-P-O-P-P-A.
Hey,
no info.
That's what I know him.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but that's good to know. I didn't know that, Nate. I've got to be using that more moving forward.
Yeah, my radio show. You showed me that. Yeah, a long time ago.
And our guest tonight, you just heard from him. It is the multiple Hall of Famer, the five-time Pro Bowler, five-time Super Bowl champion, Charles Haley, joining us tonight. Charles, thank you so much again for hanging around with us this evening. I want to ask you specifically about Challis McMillan and the way that he taught you to learn to study film. Because I know you said that when you got to James Madison that you didn't know those work habits necessarily the way that you needed to, and that he turned you into somebody who really loved and appreciated the film room. And something that, Nate, I know you mentioned that when he got to Dallas, Charles knew all of you guys cold, exactly what your weaknesses were, what your strengths were, because of that type of study.
Yes. Yeah, well, Coach Mack, he was an amazing man. I love him. He's passed away, but I love him to death. And he really taught me the game. I had the physical, violent part down, but I didn't have the mental part down. And he told me there's a lot. He said, Charles, you got control of some of your things, but he said, the game is right here, and he kept punching me in the head, and I'm going like, hey, you touch me again, I'm going to knock you out. And then he said, it's in your head. The game is inside your head, and the only way you can let that out is you have to learn to study the game. And then he taught me about visualization, is that you got to see yourself being successful. And I used to be able to see myself when I'm watching film and kind of go in a trance and see the offensive players, and I could see everything clearly. That was one of the greatest things that anybody's ever done is like I said, the more you know, the easier everything became. When I played in the NFL, I knew every position on the defense. So when they get scared, they in the huddle, don't know what they're going, they can ask me and I can tell them. The D-line coach and coordinator, Wanstead, used to get mad because I go to sleep in our meetings because they boring. Hey, I already seen the playbook, so I'm good. Hey, that stuff is for the rest of those guys. And he would call me up on the board. He would call me up to the board, talking about, what is this? Then I would draw up the defense, draw everybody's position. And then he'd go like, well, you ain't gonna sleep in my room. And then, I'll be beside the wall. The wall be talking to me and say like, Charles, where you at, man? Come on now. Hey, it's kind of cold over here. I want you to warm it up. And then my head would lay on it. Then I didn't know I snored though. Yeah. I thought I was just talking to myself.
That'd give it away.
Hey, have you seen that pretty girl named Lake Horde?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
She worked for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
She got that great smile. It's $5. That's a $5 smile. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna get her a $20 smile. Right, Lake?
Go ahead, Tommy.
You mentioned in the last segment that we had that you were brought up as a visual learner, and I'm sure that translated well to watching film. With that background and how you learn, was there something when you're identifying a player or identifying a scheme that you would see quickly, whether it be tendencies or certain things that somebody would do that you could immediately come up in your head of, okay, that's how I'm going to beat you?
Well, I look at stance.
Yes, he does.
I look at stance and then the weight. So, most offensive linemen lift their hand up and then take off. So now, I try to, my goal is to be a half a step quicker than that guy. And what I would do mentally is I would come close to get hit so that then I know the next time to get almost there and then give him that quick move around. So you just play. It's a chess match, and as I tell people, as I was telling Cooper Rush, I said, you know what, yesterday, what do you know about yesterday? It's done, gone. So every play that I did that I messed up on, it was done right then. Whether I did it good or bad, it's gone. Keep moving. So that's what I did. And and when I got here, Big Papa, man, he would make me stay out there and work with him.
No,
he'll go like, hey, I'm going to get this guy. I want you to show me this move. And then, he could at least be nice and not punch me in the mouth, dog. You know what I'm saying? Nate was one of the greatest teammates I ever played with, man. Day after day, we would come in there just have the time of our life. It was never going out there to work. It was fun, man. Hey, and then when practice was over, we go back in the locker room, have some more fun. It was just fun, man. At the 49ers, man, I felt cooped up. I felt contracted, and then when I got here, man, I was let loose. That love of the game came back. I mean, it came back to me like no tomorrow, man. I just wanted. I don't know. It was something like it ignited just like when I went to college for the first time. And that's because I got around a bunch of guys, man, that loved the game and they cared about one another. And the thing that I tell people all the time, they were a team. They were always winning in 91. I came into a team. So I'm just one individual coming into a group. And I'm coming in, I'm going to take somebody's job. That's somebody's friend, teammate. So it's different from me coming in than a lot of things. But I made a decision in my life that, I'm going to be me.
Right.
And I didn't hold back.
No, you didn't. But let me ask you, man, your best friend, safety for the 49ers, I can't call his name.
Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott. What did he mean to you, my friend?
Oh, God, man. Hey. Wow. Hey, I you know what? The guy was just amazing, and he taught me, when we're since learned karate and different things like that, and then I was so close to him that every time he moved, I was in his pocket, dog. I was like change in his pocket, and I couldn't understand him. He could turn that switch on and off. He could smile and laugh, and next thing you know, he hitting you in the mouth. I could not understand that. Once I turned that switch on, it ain't coming off. And I couldn't understand that. And then one day, his foundation were giving out shoes at a barber shop, and he made me go on my day off, so I was mad. And then I get there. That was the best day of my life because this 10-year-old kid walked up to him and said, "Mr. Lott, what makes you great?" Now, I'm way over yonder, right? Over yonder's a long ways away, right? But I heard that. And I came on over. I stuck my head close. I'm waiting. And Ronnie said, "I play without fear." And I mean, it unlocked so many things. You know what? I feared losing my job. I feared not being on the team. It was a lot of things that I feared. And from that day on, hey, done.
You mentioned, Ronnie saying he's not playing without fear. In your college days, nothing's going to break my spirit and my work ethic. How important is that mental fortitude? Because obviously, if you play in college, you play in the NFL, you've got the physical traits to play your position. How important is the mental aspect of the game in terms of how you can produce and have a Hall of Fame, several Hall of Fames career like you did?
I wanted to break the guy in front of me.
That'll do it.
I want to break his spirit. I want to see him. I want to see him say no mas. I want him to look down at the ground. Don't even look up at me. That's when I'm in his head. So I try to get in his head. And then if I can make him mad, he forget about the game. All he wants to do is fight. So I'm not going to talk trash, but let me tell you, I'm going to come at you 100% every play. I ain't taking one off. So, you better bring your lunch pail. And, I got rocked a lot with the backs and all that other stuff. Do it to me again, because you know what? It's going to be one time that they don't do that one. Hey, you're going to pay for that. So
Let's go ahead. Let's take our second break here on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. When we come back, we've got Charles Haley with us, telling some great stories, dropping some
How
great
about Lake?
knowledge.
Is Lake still here?
Lake is still here. She's over there working hard.
And Tommy's eating cornbread.
Really good.
Hey, now he got a voice too. I know, right? He's not nervous anymore, guys.
One commercial break changes your life.
He gets around 2 Warriors, 2 Zulus. You got scared. Huh? You might need to go to the bathroom, boy.
I'm good. I promise. I'm good.
The cornbread gave him courage. He's got the
There you
carbs.
go,
We're good.
That's
The jalapenos, baby.
that kick, it wakes you up.
When we come back, let's talk a little bit about, Nate, I want you to tell the story you've told before in recent weeks when we come back about what it was like when Charles first got in the locker room and just set all of you straight on where the weaknesses were on this football team and hear a little bit more about Charles' experience coming to Dallas. That's next on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk.
Back to SWBC Mortgage's Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Yeah, check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
At SWBC, customized solutions for individuals and businesses are just a click away. Visit SWBC.com to learn more and start your next adventure. We are live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco for the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. I'm Bobby Belt from 105 through the Fan. We've got Tommy Yarish from DallasCowboys.com, full of cornbread, full of energy now. We got Big Papa, a.k.a. Nate Newton. See, I got it right there. I got it right there,
Baller,
Charles.
just call me Baller.
Baller.
Don't, that's it.
We
That's
got,
it.
we
Done.
got Baller.
Done.
Baller.
We got Baller.
Shot caller.
Yeah, 20-inch blades on the Impala. There we go. So we got Charles Haley here joining us tonight for the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. So Nate, I set it up a little bit before we went to break, but I've always loved during the season when we've talked about toughness and the team like really starting to lock in and gel. You've always told the story that I've loved about the day Charles got into the locker room and just set you guys straight on how far away you guys were.
He probably remember this, but he officially walked in that locker room. I don't know what day it was, but we was all sitting around just being us, cracking jokes, having fun, and admitting, naturally, I'm the clown. So, but Charles just broke in, you know. I'm like, hey, Charles, how you doing? We talking to him, and he just went off. I know all of y'all. I've seen y'all. I played against y'all. I can tell you all of y'all. I got a scouting report on all of y'all. I can break down all of y'all. And he started with Troy and went around the room and told a little bit about everybody. And what made me really was endeared to you is one day when you came to me and said, "Big fella." Well, you didn't say big fella. You called me something else. He said, man, I watched your film. He said the first 6 or 7 games, you look like a all-pro or pro bowler. He said, but the last 8 or 9 games, you just fall off. He said, that's because you gain weight, you eat too much, you get out of shape, you ain't the player you need to be. I need for you to come over here. Every day, we started on from Monday to Thursday, doing the stepper, doing all type of bikes. I mean, just whatever him and Tony Tolbert could think of. And I said, well, man, because at first I thought I was going to be over here by myself. He said, no, I'll meet you back over here. So they set a time, and me, him, and Tolbert, and we would, oh, my God, the elliptical, I mean, we would just be doing all type of stuff. Everything except lifting weights.
Oh, yeah.
Everything except lifting. And we did this, and I started my first Pro Bowl. I ran 5 straight with him. 5 straight Pro Bowls. Now I missed the year because I was injured. Then came back and got my 6th Pro Bowl. Yeah, because of him.
No.
Because he was dedicated to helping me be a better football player.
Hey, I talked about what we were together. We were a chain. We were a team. A team is 11 individuals playing with one mission, one goal. And we had a captain that was going to hold us accountable.
That's right.
So, hey, how could we fail?
It's we're talking with Charles Haley here on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. Charles, when you look at the what did I do? What I get wrong, Charles?
No. Somebody walked by.
Okay.
He smiled. This boy ain't no good.
Charles,
he ain't no good.
You know what we've heard? We've heard a lot this season and last year from guys who were on that team. Universally, they say the same thing. They say the guy you answered to on defense was Charles Haley. The guy you answered to on offense was Eric Williams. Those were the guys who set the standard. Having Eric across from you at practice and seeing the way he was, just talk about what those sessions were like, just competitively going up against, Eric Williams and the tone that you two tried to set on different sides of the ball.
Well, we did brother-in-law. Us the older guys, we would tell each other where the ball's going so we don't have to get hit.
Right.
Now, them young, dumb guys get in there, you gotta man up now. Hey, yeah, but, Eric, if he hadn't got hurt, he would be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he would.
He was a beast. Nate should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Hey, a beast. Hey, they put Reggie White up on Nate like Reggie thought it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
He put him on you too.
Yeah.
And Eric. But I'm just saying is, that when the way we played together was something special. Now, I thought Jimmy, he want pass, hit. Hey, that dude, man, when I first got here, dog, he said, start practice over. We had to go up to the track. Oh, I pulled a hamstring walking up there. Bruh, he talking about start from coming out the locker room, stretching. Hey, bruh. This dude was that, hey, man, something wrong with this dude. Man, I'm looking at him going like, who is this little midget Hitler over here, dog? Hey, and then let me tell you, you couldn't win by enough. You would walk out, I would be late all the time coming in, and I'll get in, he's up on the podium screaming and yelling, bruh, we just won. You know what a W is?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to get a W? Ask these Cowboys right now. They'll tell you how hard it is.
You know, it's one of the stories we've heard a lot, Kevin Smith was in here a couple weeks ago, and Pup was talking about, hey, you know, when he was going up against Jerry Rice for the first time, he said he would just stand across from him during the huddle and he'd go, hey, 80. He's like, I don't even know who you are, 80. And he said at one point, he said, Charles Haley turned over to me, and he said, he was like, you show some respect, that's Jerry Rice. You don't pretend like you don't know who Jerry Rice is. And Pup said he looked over, he was like, yeah, you like him so much, Charles, you go over there, okay? And he said that you went, all right, I respect it. Like I was just like, all right, I respect the energy.
Yeah.
Did you, we hear from a lot of different guys that you would see like, what can you handle? I want to see what can you handle and how much are you here with us. How much do you think that strengthened the bonds you guys had on defense was when you would push guys a little bit and say, how much are you going to let me push? Or how much are you going to let those guys push? How did that build things?
Hey, my psyche is this. Can I count on you? Mm-hmm. Do you understand what that means? I got to see some dog. I got to see some fight in you. I push guys. Hey, man, it's players I call names and did stuff that I should never have done because you know what? I need to get that fire because I'm going to need them. And you know, I should be ashamed. I'm not ashamed because you know what? Hey, I pushed them to greatness. And then guess what? If they fell off the cliff, they sucked anyway, so it didn't matter.
Nate, you talked about it before, though, the idea of just how you became a harder worker by not wanting to let certain guys down. Was that part of the tone that Charles said when he got here was like,
man,
hey,
Nate, hey, I won't give him a minute, dog.
Man, I'm telling you, on defense, Charles was that guy that was always pushing, always trying to get the best out of his guys. Michael Irvin did it a different way, you know, but Eric Williams was like kind of that enforcer. So when we see guys like that, how can you know, because Eric was going to call you out in the meeting room. If you let a weak guy get past you or beat you, Eric going to be like, and then what? We can't talk the way we talk in the locker room.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But somehow the leak to Charles, like, man, I can't believe, man, did this, you know. So it was ugly, man. It was ugly because they would hurt your feelings. Your feelings was going to be hurt. Mm-hmm. But you either stepped up to the plate and proved that you was worthy, or like you said, you fell off that cliff and you were going to get rid of you anyway. Wasn't no guaranteed money.
Yeah.
You were gone.
Yeah. I used to love when training camp started, I would walk over to offensive lineman and say, you know what, you're going to get cut today, you're going to get cut today, you're going to get cut today. I say, I might get to you next week. Hey, now get them cut. Hey.
That's pushing people to be better, like you said there. Now, we got when you look at, I know one of the special things you've talked about before in getting here to Dallas was you've talked about how special your relationship was with Bill Walsh when he was with the 49ers, that he was somebody who, I think you said he was the first person who knew your wife's name, knew your kids' names, that you had a really strong connection with him. And you talked about how you went to see him at Stanford when you were trying to figure out what your next move was going to be, and that Bill had told you, I can't make the decision for you, Charles. I can't tell you what to do because if I tell you to do this and you don't like it, you're going to end up hating me. If I tell you to do this and you don't like it, you're going to end up hating me. Did that prove to be wisdom that you look back on and said, I appreciate Bill not telling me what to do, that he let me make that call myself?
I went to him because of the level of respect I had for him, you know, and the way I thought about him. And I kind of wanted him for the first time. He never told us what to do ever. For the first time in my life, I wanted him to tell me what to do.
Right.
And he put it right back in my lap. And when he did that, I knew that I couldn't play there, and in a way, man, I was at the Pro Bowl and they released Ronnie Lott at the Pro Bowl in front of everybody, I cried that day. And that was the last day that I think me and George Seifert ever have any kind of. I used to love George Seifert. He used to tell his wife, I never made a mistake, all these great things. Hey, I don't even know why I know why I got mad because of Ronnie. No matter what he said after that point, because I saw the pain in Ronnie's eyes that hey, it hurt, man, and it hurt me, and I would never forgive him for it. But I have now.
That's good.
Finally.
Now we got Charles Haley joining us tonight. Some great stories. When we come back here on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk,
Jesus Christ, man, we're gonna be here all night or what?
Wait, we got one more. One more break.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Charles, I even got a heart out for you. You're gonna have a clock that you're gonna know the exact time. So we'll be back with Charles Haley. We're gonna talk a little bit.
Where's Lake at?
Wrap some things up here on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk with Charles Haley, Nate Newton, and Tommy Arsh. We'll be right back.
Back to SWBC Mortgage's Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Yeah, check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
At SWBC, customized solutions for individuals and businesses are just a click away. Visit SWBC.com to learn more and start your next adventure. We are live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco for the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. We got Tommy Arsh from DallasCowboys.com. The three-time Super Bowl champ, six-time Pro Bowler Nate Newton is with us, Big Papa. Got it right there. And then we've got the multi-time Hall of Famer and five-time Pro Bowler, five-time Super Bowl champion Charles Haley.
Baller, baby.
And
come on,
baller,
man.
the certified baller, right there,
come on,
Charles
bro.
Haley. All right, so Charles, we talked a little bit about the growth that you saw the team go through as 11 guys, on one side of the ball, working together towards one. One of the games I've heard described from guys who played on that team from that era that they say that was a big growth moment was that 94 NFC Championship game that you guys lost. That the fight you had to show to come back and all the different factors that were working against you. I imagine that was, as your former team and everything else, that was probably a particularly difficult loss, and not just because of that, but because it prevented you guys from getting that 3 straight Super Bowls.
I think I quit that game. I quit after that game. I think I retired. It hurt that much. You know what? I still look. I still look at them as thinking that I was easy to be replaced. You know, they brought Tim Harris in, and whoever else. They think they can replace Charles Haley. Mm-hmm. What?
Right.
So that for me, that was a defining moment. I realized that, you know what, that dog had quit in him, because I quit after that game and said I didn't want to play anymore. But when I got back home, I walked around and I didn't see a diamond on my head. I was watching somebody else get it, and that hunger and thirst came back.
And when you look at, you've talked about how, and Nate's talked about the leadership you just showed by coming in an example and showing you guys, like, hey, this is the way you work, and these are the things you're deficient in. Did you feel like, because this was a team that hadn't won yet when you first got here, did you feel like, as somebody who had experienced that, like, hey, I've had this happen before, so I can come in and show you guys, that you felt more empowered to come in here and be a leader than maybe you had the opportunity to be in San Francisco?
Well, they wanted me to be a leader in San Francisco. I came here to play the game. Jerry Jones set the standard by telling me that he had my back. Nobody's ever told me that before. So it didn't matter what Jimmy or the players said to me. He shouldn't have said that. I probably would have been quiet if Jerry hadn't told me that. I probably came in here like a little angel, saying, please, Lord, y'all let a brother go. But, hey, Jerry took that away from him. So I said, you know what, I'm going to be me. And, I challenged everybody that, what you want to do? And I had to teach the D-line guys that, you know what, a 230-pound guy can put you on your back quicker than you can say hello.
Yeah.
Because they don't know about hand speed. So I had to teach them about hand speed, foot speed. It's all about leverage. I didn't lift weights. It's about leverage. And plus, I know how to use my long arms. Like Nate said, if you can understand I always ask guys, what do you do good, what do you do bad? Ask me that question.
What do you do good, what do you do bad?
Everything I do is good. I don't have bad. By the time you figure it out, I already crushed you.
Right. Yeah.
So you understand?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of mentality that we have. Now, I wish these guys, they make so much money now, they don't really love the game. They just good at it. Hey, there's no bonding. They don't give a damn about the guy next to them. They don't even know the guys next to them, kid's name or wife's name. They don't go eat. We used to go break bread.
Yeah.
Hey, we used to get drunk and want to fight.
Right.
Hey, that's when you get brave, when you have a couple beers, you know what I'm saying? A little couple shots of tequila. Hey, bro, what you say in the meeting? Uh-huh. I bet you won't say it now.
You talk about the camaraderie that you had with your teammates, and not everybody is cut out to be the voice of the locker room. I think that's safe to say across the league. So for you, not just being the voice of the locker room, but being able to go up to guys like Nate and be like, hey, let's go get this extra work and let's go ahead and make you better.
Why do you say I was the voice in the locker room? We were the voice in the locker room. It wasn't just one guy.
Sure.
And then when primetime came in, primetime didn't come in primetime. Primetime was just Radigan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He came in, Prime came in as a brother.
Right.
I mean, he didn't come in riding on no white horse. Hey, he sat down with us, played, laugh, joke, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, see, that's what brotherhood is. When you can let go of your alter ego and just be human. And so that's what we did for each other.
So when it came time to step to a brother, you could. when they can't because they was going to be there with you every step of the way. And so, but our elite players happen to be those guys that we follow, like Charles, Prime. Prime will work with his DBs. Mike will work with the wide receivers, the ones that could, he would test them by taking them to the club all night.
Get them cut.
Get them cut the next day.
Hey, nah, bro. You caught too many passes.
Yeah.
You caught too many passes. Let's go.
Let's go to the club.
It's something we got there. We got a game coming up this week still, Nate. We got Cincinnati.
You got a game?
There's a game coming up this week. There is a game on
Two
Friday.
Two in a row,
or
right?
on Monday. Yeah, 2 wins in a row. Beat Washington and beat the Giants.
So what we need 2 more games to get in the playoffs?
We're taking it game by game. Charles, we're just trying to get there. We still got 5 games left in the season now. 5 games left in the season, trying to get a winning streak going. Nate, people are talking about this Joe Burrow-led offense. It's just the Bengals continue to just let them down defensively. When you look at this game coming up, do you think that there's an opportunity to keep pace offensively for Dallas?
Tell me what you think the score going to be.
If I tell you Cincinnati puts up 31 points, can they keep pace?
And so that's the question. Can our offense put up 34 points?
Well, the question is, can they run the ball?
Yes.
Because you got to have to control the clock.
That's right.
So that means you got to run the ball.
Yeah, you got to keep Joe. That's one of my top quarterbacks. I like the kid. I love that kid, man.
You know what, Nate will come off the sideline when we go 3 and out? Run the ball! Run the ball! Run the ball!
That's to keep them where they can get some rest and get some turnovers for us.
Hey.
They get some turnovers for us.
Hey,
the kid
pull
get
the
them rest.
pants up. Run the ball. Hey. And I'm going like, run the ball.
Yeah, man.
Hey, just think about it. Nate and them be on that 6 minute drive, and I'm over there chilling.
Man, when they come on that field, man, wow.
And just think, Nate and them, they get the ball, go straight down and score. The other team, they throw that game plan out the thing. They want to, because they know, you ain't going to catch up.
Yeah.
So when you look at the Bengals offense, a big reason why they've had so much success, they've got the NFL's leading passer in Joe Burrow, the NFL's leading receiver in Jamar Chase. So when you look at it from a defensive perspective, this is for both of you guys. What do you feel like is
Don't
more
they have a good
likely?
running back too?
Chase Brown's
Chase
pretty
Brown,
good.
He's nice.
He's good.
Over
He got
600 yards, got 6 touchdowns
Yeah.
this year. But they're more heavily reliant on their passing game just because they've got Jamar Chase out there, T. Higgins. What is more likely to throw off an elite passing offense like that? Is it a pass rush that typically gets home on the quarterback and makes things difficult, or is it the back end and the secondary that makes things hard on those elite types of wide
No, we got to
receivers?
get a lead, and then you can go after this kid. The only way you're gonna have to go after Joe Burrow. I mean, he can read it all. So you got to keep constant pressure on him offensively by scoring 6 every time they touch the ball. The Cowboys and we prefer them to score first. That way, Micah Parsons and them can be effective because this game is even. It's going to be hard to beat.
If they don't get some pressure up the middle, he's standing there doing this.
Yes, sir.
He's standing there
telling
doing
you.
that, patting the ball. Like it's 7-on-7.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard day.
This got to be a big game for Olsen.
And you can't lock up
Yeah.
in man
It's
to
gotta be a
man.
big game
I
for
don't think our DBs can't handle man to man.
No.
If
This
they
kid
do it,
is
they
special.
better do max blitz. Everybody and their mama better be coming. So you get the ball out right now, so it's gonna be a short pass.
This is the Bengals team that just a couple of years ago, Cooper Rush got his first start after Dak went down. Not first start of his career, but the one after Dak went down. They won this game at AT&T Stadium. Also, fun fact for Cincinnati, that's who Larry Allen got his first start against when he had to step in at right tackle, was against Cincinnati on the road at Three Rivers. All right, that does it for us here tonight on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk. Thank you to Tommy Arsh from DallasCowboys.com, the great Nate Newton, Big Papa, Cornbread, and the baller, the certified baller, Charles Haley.
Shot caller.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys again next week on the SWBC Cowboys Crosstalk.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!